You could view busy as, oh my God, I'm stressed, I'm so busy. Or you can choose to see it as, actually, aren't I lucky that I've got a family to be busy for, I've got a job to be busy for. All of this works. All of this works. We're not all just saying it for the fun of it. The actions you take every day take you to that vision.
Today, I forgot that I'm introducing her, haven't I? And a mum, and how to be dealing with, fucking hell. And how to cope dealing with all three. I've done it again. What is wrong with me? And a mum, and how, what did you just say? Oh my. Oh, thank Hello and welcome to another episode of Jill Spills. This week we are spilling the tea on being a director, a life coach and a mum and how to deal with it all at once. Today I am joined by the lovely Connie Simmonds.
Thanks for having me, Jill.
Hello Connie, how are we?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, as I've just mentioned, you're a mindset coach, you're the director of Get It Done and a mum of two gorgeous kids.
Yeah.
Busy then?
Yeah, busy. It's been a journey. But yeah, super busy, but I love it. Because I love what I do. So the juggle's definitely easier when you love what you do. It takes some time. Well, it's taken time and trying lots of things to finally feel like I've found my passion, my purpose. So yeah, now I'm in that place. I'm so much happier. I'm less overwhelmed, and yeah, it just doesn't feel like work. It just feels like life.
So explain to us, where did the journey begin? Give us a bit about your background and what's led you to where you're at now.
Yeah, of course. So in terms of career, I studied marketing and business at university. I went to Bristol, UWE. And from there, I thought I was going to go into advertising because I did a bit of work experience before uni. So I love getting creative. So I knew that about myself. Always loved the idea of having my own business. I remember just like thinking of ideas and almost forcing it. And yeah. I'd say that never works. But like, I was just hungry for like having my own business. I don't know. I was inspired by like Karen Brady and Michelle Mone and women like that. Even at a really young age, like we'd go on girls' holidays and I'd be reading their books and they'd all be reading like, I don't know, the most random romantic novels that I just could never get my head around. So yeah, I've just always had this desire to have my own business and to work for myself. I come from quite a big family of entrepreneurs. I don't think anyone in my family works for anyone else. Or in terms of my aunties and uncles, my dad's been self-employed his whole life pretty much. So it was never like seen or looked down upon or seen as a huge risk from the people around me, though it was kind of normal. Yeah. So that helps. So that's what made me want to do business and marketing in the first place. And then I did some work experience in makeup. I worked for Benefit Cosmetics while I was at uni for money and was taught lots about makeup. I wasn't a qualified makeup artist, but I learnt loads. Then this thing called Instagram started. And I did have a marketing job, but in an industry that I couldn't care less about. It was ticking the boxes in terms of salary and it was ticking the boxes in terms of it was marketing, but I wasn't passionate about it. So my makeup, which I started on the side doing friends and then friends of friends and then celebrities, was my passion, and that fed that need. And I did that on the weekends. So I've always had more than one job and role. I'm very used to having two sources of income. I've just always felt like I've got a bit more energy and time here. I'm going to fill it with something else. Yeah. I've just always been that way. A grafter, I'll be honest. I'm a grafter, 14, babysitting, putting little notes through people's doors saying, can I babysit your kids, £5 an hour? Like, I've just always been a bit of a hustler. Yeah. So then my following on Instagram grew to about 10,000 as a makeup artist. I was called C Beauty, which some of my followers were probably there from then. Were you, Jill?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I was.
I love that. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was doing spray tanning and I was doing makeup. Then got my got some celebrity clients with the help of my brother. So at this time, my brother Bradley was growing his following and it was growing a lot faster than mine as a fitness PT, and he was training the Made in Chelsea girls. And I learned a lot from him. He was very proactive. He would DM, without a care in the world, I'll offer you free personal training sessions in exchange for a shout out. This is like when it started. Yeah. So very like out there, very at the time thinking outside the box. which inspired me. He's my younger brother as well. So, yeah, pretty cool. And I was like, okay. So I did the same. And I mean, I've done makeup for Ashley Roberts, Vogue Williams, some of the girls from Made in Chelsea as well. Casey Batchelor was one of my amazing clients, and became a good friend at the time. And it just kind of just grew. And I thought, well, maybe this is my calling.
Was you loving it? Was you never a doubt? And
do you know what I loved about it? I loved how it made me feel to make women feel good. So I do love makeup and beauty. Beauty inside and out is my thing. But it was how I was making women feel. That was like, okay, there's something here. I enjoy making women feel good.
Yeah.
I used to do weddings and bridal, and this was just on the side. So yeah, I'd say I've been very good at being self-aware of what works and doesn't work for me, and tuning into that. And that's really helped guide my journey. So at this time I was secure with a full-time job, and I had makeup on the side, and I was like, okay, like, let's just see where this goes. And then all of a sudden, Bradley gets a book deal. And since I can remember, I've always helped Bradley out with his homework. And I'm sort of the academic one of the household. I've got 3 brothers. Yeah. Me and my older brother are sort of a bit more into that. And the other 2 are more sort of creative and physical and stuff, hands-on. And I used to say 20 quid and I'll do your coursework. So he got all B's in his GCSEs, and I'd say that's down to me. Yeah. Because although he's smart and intelligent, he was just like into the girls, he was into football, he was like, school wasn't really his thing. So again, I noticed that, right, I've got skills that you haven't got, and vice versa. Let's utilise this.
I love that.
So he sat down at his laptop, went to write his book, and he was like, right, I don't know where to start. I know who to call, Connie. So he rang me and he said, right, I've been given a book deal. I can pay you this, but you're going to have to leave your job.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, because it needs to be done by then and blah, blah, blah. How do you feel about that? And I said, let's do it. Because we live together, mum and dad still. I mean, I'm 23 and he's 21. We're young. We've got...
I was going to say, you're still quite young at this point.
Very, yeah. When I look back, especially, I think we thought we were older than what we were.
Yeah.
He probably still does too. No, I'm only joking. No, for a while, like I'd say between like 20 and 25, Bradley thought he was older than what he was because his success happened very quick.
Yeah.
But I was always there to keep him, grounded.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll agree. He's not like that now. But yeah, we were young still, and we lived at home with mum and dad. So I didn't have the responsibilities I have now, which definitely made taking that risk easier. Obviously, when you're an adult and if you're making that jump, you've got a few more things to think about and consider. You usually have to transition slowly.
Yeah.
I rang my boss, and who I really got on with and I really admire as a CEO, director of the company I was at. I learned a lot from her, actually. I don't know if she'll ever listen to this, but she was so understanding, and she was just like, just go. I didn't have to really give time or anything. And she could see the value in it, and she could see that that's what I was passionate about. Yeah. So I was like, halved my salary. But I thought, well, now I've got more time, I can pick up on the makeup and make it up. I've got no mortgage. Mum and dad know my situation now. So they were like, it's fine, go for it. At this point, on the side, as another side note, I was really unhealthy. Because I was working a 9 to 5 and I was doing makeup on the weekends, and I did feel a little bit lost because I was like, is it the makeup? Is it the corporate job? What is it? So although I was trying to figure it out, I did feel a little bit lost. I think most people in their early 20s do anyway.
Yeah.
I was just comfort eating. I'm a comfort eater, emotional eater. I celebrate with food, and I drown my sorrows in food. Yeah. Not as bad now.
Whatever how you were feeling, it was food. The connection was food.
My filing cabinet at work was not a filing cabinet. It was a bloody store cupboard. Honestly, like, I was terrible and that's how I knew I wasn't happy either. So Bradley said, well, now you're working with me full time, we're going to get you in shape. Right. Like, I'll train you as well. And, I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I said to him, you need to showcase my journey on your page because you've just got skinny girls on your page. They're all tiny, below a size 8. This is relatable. No one is actually on Instagram showing up authentically and like just showing the sweats and the cries and all of that.
Yeah, totally agree.
So I'd say I was one of the first people to really show that. And I mean, we're talking years ago now, and there was only sort of a small pocket of influencers really in London.
Yeah.
And then I moved into that space. I became, you know, someone for women to follow who were size 10 to size 16, 18, whatever.
I can remember that. I remember that journey you had with Bradley. And, you know, I think it took a lot of courage for you to put yourself out there and open. What was it like having your brother train you? Did you ever butt heads? Did you really focus and listen? Because I know my daughter would hate me training her.
Yeah, I mean, there were times where I would just be like, oh, like, just leave me alone. Or like, but the thing is, I knew that it was all positive. And as siblings, not just me and Bradley, but all of us, we could have a crossword with each other and then we forget about it in 10 seconds. And I know like some of my brother's girlfriends are a bit like, hang on, he's just called him a prick. Can I swear on here?
It's fine.
He's just called him a prick. But now they're friends. Like,
Can't
I don't know if
gauge.
sisters handle things differently. I don't have a sister, and I'm their only sister, and I think I'm a bit more boyish with stuff like that. But yeah, like, we're just like that. You know, I might have a cry, and there were times where I'd be in the car on the way back from a training session, just silent, feeling emotional. Maybe like I'd be like, how did I get myself in this situation? Like, I had fatty liver. I had acne on my back because my gut health was, I had a really bad gut infection, so it wasn't all self-inflicted. So I found out I had PCOS. So, you know, you start feeling sorry for yourself a bit.
Yeah.
And obviously my mindset wasn't what it is now. And we just would sit in silence, and if he would say something, I'd just be like, I don't want to talk to you. But it wasn't his fault. He was just the person I was taking it out on. But yeah, God, it feels so long ago. And I'm really grateful. He showed me a lot in terms of fitness. He really helped me, you know.
Did you notice then, like, your Instagram or your social media and it was starting to change, where people were then starting to come forward going, you know, I've seen Connie, or say, I've seen you do this is how I feel?
Yeah, people, I think it made him more approachable.
Yes.
Women would come up to him that weren't tiny and say, I love your sister. You know, they felt like they could approach Bradley because they saw that he wasn't just surrounded by tiny girls.
Yeah.
This is no disrespect to anyone who's tiny or petite, you know. Everyone's got is genetically different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at first he might have been intimidating to a lot of women, and maybe they thought he had a type. And then by showcasing me and our relationship, it opened him up to people going, actually, he's just a nice brother.
Yeah. And genuinely wanting to help as well.
Genuinely wanting to help, not discriminating, not like, you know, he's one of the best at transformations for people to get from healthy who are maybe slightly overweight, got into bad habits. He's the best. He's the specialist at it, you know. But I think because he's a good looking guy, people can maybe get the wrong impression. Yeah. And I think I helped with that. And we're hoping to showcase that more again now, because I think where we've been separate for a while, or I've just stayed quiet behind the scenes, where now it's time to sort of bring that relationship back to the forefront and to show us as business partners as well as brother and sister.
Well, that brings it nicely forward into, so obviously Get It Done, as you say. So you're the director of that. So not many people know that actually you have quite a big role in Bradley's. It's an app, isn't it?
Yes.
And website, and you have quite a big significant role in that. So explain a bit more how it all works.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. Get It Done was the book. So I left my job to write his book, like we just said, and it was called Get It Done. And we called it that because I called it that. Because Bradley that's what he always said to me, just get it done. Just get it done. That's his approach. It's no bullshit. It's, you know, if you want something, get it done. You know, obviously it's not always that easy, but when you sort your mindset out, which we're going to talk about a little bit, it is pretty much get it done and be thankful. You'll be thankful after. That's Bradley's approach, and that's the name of the book. And we've just run with that name, and that's what Bradley's associated with.
Do you think, with how you explained earlier in this, that you had that kind of that mindset, and you wanted to go out and get graft. Him seeing that, do you think there's an element from you as well that he knows that it's get out there, get it done, work hard, and it pays off?
I think it's ingrained in all of us. It's our family culture. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but we come from a family of grafters, really. My nan and granddad's. This is on my mum's side. My dad's also a grafter, but it's a little bit of a different makeup there. We grew up around my mum's side of the family. We all lived pretty much on the same cul-de-sac. But my granddad and my nan, oh my God, grafters, come over from Ireland. And my granddad's favourite saying is, being busy is a good problem to have. And that's always stuck with me. It's like something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
That these opportunities are around you, and that you've got this opportunity to make something of yourself. You could view busy as, oh my God, I'm stressed, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
Or you can choose to see it as, actually, aren't I lucky that I've got a family to be busy for, I've got a job to be busy for, and that I've got friends that I need to see.
That's a great, I mean, again, we're going to move into the mindset, but that is a great, I think a lot of people would agree, is a great mindset to push in, because that really does shift it. Massively.
Yeah.
So going back to Get It Done, as I say, so you're building it behind the scenes with Bradley.
Yeah.
It's been released now. It's out there now, isn't it?
So we've had the book, and then there was a bit of a pause on Get It Done. It wasn't necessarily a brand in itself. And then I'll speed up the story. Pandemic happened. I moved away from working with Bradley. I kind of was like, I want to do my own thing. I'm always behind the scenes, and I feel like I've got something to give. That's the honest truth. I've got something to give. Like, women are following me, and I'm not utilising that. You do your thing. I've got you thus far and supported you thus far. I've always done his accounts and his admin. But in terms of like,
you do everything.
In terms of like actually focusing on the brand, I've moved away from it, focused on my own, and it was great. And then he launched an app because his live workouts were great, and that was Get It Done. There's not too much I can talk about in regards to who was managing it then and the direction it was going in. And essentially Bradley lost a lot of motivation and love for it, not for the brand and for his purpose and his love for fitness and helping people, but just what was going on just wasn't working for him.
Yeah.
And I saw this, and I had a baby. My cash flow was inconsistent. Instagram changed, and I was stressed. I also dipped into real estate, and I was trying all these other things, trying to find, and I also done a life coaching course. Yeah. So I'm a bit all over the place again. So it's almost like full circle. Yeah. And Bradley was like, I think I'm going to have to Get It Done up, maybe. I don't really know what to do with it. I've lost my love for it. And I was like, no, we're not giving that up. There's too much potential here. It was still really doing amazing financially. It was just his love for it had changed. Yeah. And also gyms opened again. So the numbers dropped. Still, again, lots of people work out from home. So the turnover was great, but numbers dropped, and that instantly got into his head, and his confidence dropped. And I was like, right, I'm a life coach now. I can do this. I can support him. Like, I can get him back to that place. Get It Done is too valuable, and he's worked too hard. Yeah. So we sat down together, and I just said, this is what we're going to do. And he said, let's do it. And we got rid of everyone. Right. So he's only really just got new management, and we've only really just got new investors. But for a good year, it was just me and him running everything. I got rid of everyone, and I've been managing finance, marketing, social media, customer service. Oh my! Plus my own Instagram and 20 life coaching clients. And you've got a baby as well. I've got a 21-month-old. But yeah, I went back to work after 4 weeks of having Chester. Wow! But I'm not proud of that, and I regret it. I think you do what you do at the time, don't you? I guess. But again, self-employed mum, cash flow, savings, like fear of them running out, but living in a 50-50 household, me and my partner 50-50 out of choice from me, because I'm an independent woman. I'm joking. I'm joking. I just like to live that way. I don't think you're alone there, though. I would believe that people listening, there will be many mums tapping into what you've just said and think, I've had to do the same. Yeah. You know, and it shouldn't be a shameful thing or embarrassed that you had to go back. You were doing what you needed to do at the time, I guess. Yeah, and I didn't need to go back after 4 weeks. But I did. I think I thought I was ready to, but looking back, I definitely wasn't. And I just thought if I start now, because I've got like 4 months worth of savings, I could have gone back in 4 months. But again, I'm not going back to a salary that I know I'm getting at the end of the month.
Yeah.
I've got to make my salary. But then that's when me and Brady had the meeting, and it just changed everything. He could pay me a salary. You know, I took the business from, they were investing crazy money into the previous management, into things that nearly run it into the ground. So although we were making profit, they were spending that profit like crazy, and we weren't getting the return.
Right.
So when I took it over, I could not believe the state of it, the accounts. I've managed it to, within a year, bring it to the point where we've just hired 3 new people. And we're growing. We've become Get It Done 2.0 is now a hybrid app. So it's for gym goers and for people that work out at home. It also has nutrition on there, so lots of recipes. So we have a more holistic approach to health. And then in terms of our branding and our message and our ethos, it's all about, if you don't know where to start with your health. Health is the foundation for everything. Yeah. Health is the key to success. And we have the 5 pillars, which is something I introduced to the brand. There was none of this.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like, do live workouts every week, every day, then film loads of content and just burn yourself out, Bradley, because all your followers just want fresh workouts every single day. And he was just like, I'm not an animal.
Yeah, I'm not a machine.
I'm not a machine. I'm not Superman. So it's been really hard to transition, and there are followers and subscribers that are like, where are the fresh workouts every single day? I want live every day. It's like, whoa. Please understand that Bradley is a human. Wow. You know, yeah, there is that demand for that, but you have to set boundaries, and I have to protect my brother. And doing customer service initially was quite tough because you have an emotional attachment to the brand. Yeah. But now we've got a customer service person, so I don't have to get involved with that. But yeah, there's been some challenges, but now Bradley's happier. He's more balanced. He can focus on other ventures. And we've got these 5 pillars that are all about financial health, emotional health, physical health, mental health, and social health. When you get the balance of those 5 right, that is the key to success. And that balance is individual to the person, and, you know, success is different to everyone. But if you just look at your 5 pillars every month and, you know, and see where things are off balance, that's your focus for the next month. And Get It Done is all about going, right, if you don't know where to start, look at your 5 pillars. From those 5 pillars, you can really establish what's sucking the energy from you, what's draining you. You know, is your financial stress too much? Like, do you need to seek help in that area, or, you know, are you just not doing any exercise and therefore your mental health is suffering? Like, it's a really good way to go, right, where am I at and what action can I take? And then obviously the app is a platform. It's $18.99 a month, which we think is great value for gym programs, all designed by Bradley, home workouts, and then also recipes are so simple. So this is just a really nice way to go, right, I feel overwhelmed, I don't know where to start with your health, start with Get It Done.
What is really interesting about that is that's something I would say, for me personally, I'm sure others might agree, that that's a very different format for an online app, or with the 5 pillars, and really focusing on those different elements. Was that something that was so important to you? Because obviously you've now qualified as as a life coach, and I'm gathering that you want to incorporate this more into Get It Done.
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it. When I decided to take role as director, it was about creating a wellness brand that lived beyond Bradley, and obviously had Bradley's attitude and passion for health, but wasn't just about fitness and nutrition, but was about wellness as a whole. And that's where my coaching comes in, because coaching's all about looking at people from a 360 comprehensive approach, a holistic approach. And as someone who I love sport, I love exercise, I love food, I've got a nutritional diploma, so I know about nutrition. I'm also a mum, and just a woman. So I'm not like a gym bunny and, you know, just focus on fitness and nutrition all the time. I have to consider my emotional state, and I have to think about my mental well-being, and obviously fitness and nutrition helps with that. But what about my social life. And finances have been a huge part of my stresses over the last couple of years because they've been up and down and unpredictable. Like, we have to consider that when we're thinking about our subscribers and our community that we're trying to build. And we have a community there, but we want to bring that back to life, like connection. Get It Done started as a live platform because we couldn't connect anymore. We were locked in our houses.
Yeah.
I want to burn that shit down. Like, Get It Done 2.0 is about bringing people together and thinking about people's health in every aspect and not just about abs. And because Bradley gets, again, people going, all he cares about is the aesthetics. It's not true. He just believes that when you care about the way you look, you do feel better mentally. It does give you confidence. And I make him right. When you feel better in your appearance and you feel more toned and stuff, it helps with your mental state. But not if you're doing it in an unhealthy way. And Bradley's teaching people in a healthy way.
Absolutely.
So it's about making those messages really clear and showing that we care about your overall well-being as a brand and not just about the way you look. And we're not just about chicken, broccoli and brown rice. We also care about who you're hanging around with. Have you considered your social group? Are they making you better, or are they criticizing you? Are you coming away feeling worse about yourself? Get It Done cares about that stuff because that will impact your habits, and whether you're smoking or drinking too much or whether you're spending too much and none of your friends are saying, whoa, don't buy any more rounds. Like, all of that matters to us.
With those pillars that you've implemented into Get It Done, and you're now your life coach, what significance has it shown you? Is mental health been a big thing? Are people more? Do you see more about the mental health? Do you see more people about, jobs or struggles, or is it all split evenly, and then that's where you come in to help?
Well, in terms of me personally as a coach, I would say that people are overwhelmed by everything at the moment. And we've actually recognised that in when we're launching like our retreats, because that's part of the holistic approach and stuff, affordability, so financial health. So we're learning from like stuff like that, which is all links back to mental health, really, essentially. When those other pillars start to sort of break away or fade away or become disconnected, your mental health is the one that suffers the most. But we find within our community that people know how beneficial exercise is for those 5 pillars. And that's why the fitness app is exercise, nutrition, because you're feeling shit, run. If you're feeling shit, lift. You're lacking energy, pick a recipe that's going to give you a slow burning energy throughout the day, whatever. Like, it's a good place to start, like I said. So we find our community are quite aware of that because Bradley's has been really good at educating them on that. His content is inspiring, but also very informative. Yeah. I think we're still early stages. This is a very new strategy. We've only just hired our team the last couple of months. We've only just started implementing it. So we've got so much more to find out and discover, and I'm really excited about it.
So as a life coach, what sort of things do you advise people on? How do you help someone's journey?
So I follow a similar pattern with all of my clients, a structure, I'd say, where we start off by doing a lot of self-awareness. So like anyone listening to this who might not be able to access a life coach, the first thing I would advice is self-awareness and radical honesty. Something I learned from another, is it Vex King or Young Pueblo, I think he's called. They're quite big on Instagram. Okay. Their quotes are always everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I've read his book and he said radical honesty is like the first step to everything. No, if you're not honest with yourself, then you're not going to get anywhere. Development and growth comes from being honest with yourself, which is linked with self-awareness. So you don't have to be radically honest with yourself and then tell the whole world that you've been a lazy, miserable whatever, and therefore you've just like eaten loads or whatever. I mean, I've been there, whatever. Like you don't have to go and tell people that, but tell yourself it. Be aware of your bad habits. Be aware of And I'm not judging anyone on this. I've still got some terrible habits I need to knock on the head. It's important. It's important to recognise what's not serving you. Yeah. That would be the first step. Where am I now? Like, rate the different aspects of your life. Friendships, 5 out of 10. I'm making these numbers up. Family, 8 out of 10. Career, 2 out of 10. Rate the different aspects of your life. Why have you rated them that? What's going on? What can you do to improve these things? Because you can't control anyone else. Are you blaming everyone else? These are things that you have to ask yourself. Am I blaming everyone else? But actually, what part do I play? Because we all have a choice. So that's, I'd say, would be the first place to start. Like, just self-awareness, radical honesty, look within. And then you go, and who do I want to be? What do I want life to actually look like? That's the whole manifestation thing, a vision. And then an easier way to break that down is to go, okay, so I've rated all these aspects of my life. If they were all 10 out of 10, what would it feel like? What would it look like? And that's when you've created your vision. That's what a vision is. You know, what would my life look like if I was completely fulfilled? And that's your vision. Because some people, I don't know. I don't know what I want. And everyone's like, oh, you know, do I want to like go on 500 holidays a year? Maybe. Like, that's not manifestation, or like, I mean, you might want to, but let's be realistic. And I think a lot of us think we want all of these things, and then it happens and we're underwhelmed. It's because we're valuing the wrong things. We're valuing things. And a holiday is a thing. Yeah. Okay, it might be an experience and you can create memories with your family, but you don't actually need to go on a 10 grand holiday to do that. Yeah. Oh, fly just flew
joined by someone else.
Yeah. So it's about going, right, if my life was 10 out of 10, what would it look like? And then you create this vision, and then you join the dots. You build a path. And that's where people get overwhelmed. Yeah, right, Connie, I know. Yeah, I know where I'm now. I know I've got a vision, and now I've got to join the dots. But I can't join the dots. What do I do? Well, we get so caught up on this vision and of what life looks like at 10 out of 10. We want to be there tomorrow. Yeah. Create that vision, but park it. Just park it for a moment, because you're not going to achieve it in 2 weeks. The actions you take every day take you to that vision. Once you've created this vision, you work backwards. It's like eating an elephant, small chunks. You can't eat an elephant whole, right? So you have to break it down into small chunks. It's just the same as creating the life that you want to live. You've got to do it in small chunks, manageable chunks, and you've got to enjoy that process. So what actions can you introduce that you know will get you to your end vision? Like for me, mine's right, up your steps, Connie. It's a small step. It's not some unachievable. Yeah. But it's better than what I was doing before. It's movement. And then once you get into that habit, you can go, right, I'm now going to introduce 2 gym sessions a week. But what do? We go, right, I'm joining the gym. I'm going to go 5 times a week. Oh. And in 3 months, I'm going to be 4 stone lighter and I'm going to rule the world. Yeah. And then how many people give up after a month?
Because they're not getting the results quick enough.
They're not getting the results quick enough, but also they've been unrealistic. Yeah. You've got other things in your life to think about. You might have children. You might have a 9-to-5 job. You might get the flu or chest infection for 6 weeks, for 10 days and suffer for 6 weeks like we did. You know, so when you make it more manageable and more realistic, when shit hits the fan, because that will happen in life, no one can avoid the shit. Shit will always happen. Yeah. But when you make the goals and your daily habits and your routines around that, manageable, realistic, and in alignment with the vision you've created, you can handle the shit a lot better. You know?
Do you think there's an element that it's a fear factor? People don't want to, they're frightened to face, like you said, that reality of if they have to break it down and what they're happy in, they don't want to face it. So that's why a lot of people just avoid it, or they pick something else but keep avoiding that aspect of it. Like if someone was coming to you and saying, I want this, this, this and this, and then you were like, well, how happy are you in this? But you can see they're trying to divert away from that. How do you bring someone back around to be, you need to concentrate on this first?
That's what the assessment was really good for. Like asking them to manage different aspects of their life. I'd say people avoid most is toxic relationships.
Right.
That's what people fear talking about the most. I found in my experience as a life coach. I think it's been 3-4 years now. Is toxic relationships, because it's emotional as well. So they avoid, like, I know I need to not be with this person, but they think of every excuse and reason why.
Really?
Yeah, because of the stress that comes with removing themselves from a relationship. But relationships are the thing that can impact us the most as well. Relationships is a tough one. But also, if you've got an avoidant tactic, which comes from childhood, is a bit more of a therapy thing, this avoidance of, and they might then look for happiness in the wrong things.
Yeah.
That would, I'd say, probably stems from childhood or something a bit earlier on, which isn't something a life coach would deal with or help you with. A life coach is more forward thinking, but we can recognize these patterns, and then you can go, well, thank you for your services. I obviously need to do some work on why I'm like this. And that's how we can work with therapists, and that's why we're different. But yeah, I think if you want a life coach and you think it's something that you would want to do, or think that something would benefit you, you need to come ready for change, ready to feel uncomfortable, ready to do things that are going to break your current routine. You need to be ready to say to your friends, guys, you might not see me for a few months. I'm still here, but I'm just working on me. You've got to be ready to do that, I think, before you come to your life coach. I have had clients where it's just not worked for them because they've come hoping that I will do the work for them.
Right.
I can advise, I can talk to you, I unearth what's going on inside with the right questions. But unless you then go away and do the work and take action, you're not going to see an impact or effect.
How can, if someone listening in and think, okay, I want to do this, what would be the as you say, the first tiny step? Is it good to start writing things down and for them to visually see something? Should they do like you did, just go and do 10,000 steps? What would be if someone's like, I'm so scared to do this, but I need it?
Yeah, I haven't just decided to do 10,000. The habits that I've created for myself that I started implementing in January, and January was amazing. And then we had a crisis within the business in Feb. So February and April were pretty horrific and stressful, and I got ill. But now we're back, May, spring, woo, summer. But now, so I'm reintroducing them again. Those habits I haven't just plucked out of the air. So I wouldn't say just go straight in with habits. I would go straight in with either drawing a circle, dividing it by 8, family, friends, a bit like the 5 pillars.
Yep.
Career, physical health, mental health, finances, whatever your life makes up of. Everyone's life's different, isn't it? So everyone will have different aspects. Yeah. But they're sort of the most common. Rate them, and then that's how you create your habits. An example of one of my wheels a while ago, which is a great example, it was my lowest scoring aspects were my physical health and my social life. So I went, I'm joining the netball team because I'm going to be with girls and have a laugh, and it's going to improve my physical fitness. So that was my action. That was my habit to do netball once a week. Yeah. You know, and on my, I've got a business called The Pocket Coach. Yeah. And that's my app. And I've got clients on there. We have a habit tracker. So once we've discussed their assessment wheel, their vision, their values, what are your core values, you know, because not anything that doesn't align with who you are and your core values, you shouldn't do. We then create the habits. Once we've established that, we've got the foundation, we then go, right, so what habits will align with this? And that's what I just did on myself. That's because what people are going is, well, she's doing 10,000 steps and, well, she looks good and she's taking that supplement. I'm going to do that. Or rather than going, who am I? Yeah. What do I want? And what do I need? We're all just following each other like sheep. Actually, do the work, be self-aware, be radically honest, look within. Like, we're all different. Like, don't stop copying everyone else. Instagram's great for like information and you know, education, but follow the right people. Yeah. Follow people that align with who you are. Unfollow anyone. You might still like love the look of someone, right? And you think they're great, but if they're making you spend loads of money on clothes because you just can't help yourself and they look so good, I'd say mute it for a while. You know, just come away from, like, because you've got into a habit of going, anything she's wearing, I'm going to wear. Yeah. get out of that, like recognize this, delete your Deliveroo app. I need to do that, by the way.
Actually I should.
I'm actually a real hypocrite sitting here. But
Just about to go on my phone right now.
yeah, like saying I'm terrible. I need to be more organised. I need to do an online food shop on every Sunday and get into that habit, for example. The first step is being self-aware, and you can become self-aware by journaling. Journaling's quite good. At the end, I mean, people probably getting sick of hearing that, journaling. But if you just get a notepad next to your bed before you go to sleep, one thing you learnt about yourself today, one thing you loved, one thing you're looking forward to, like just keep it simple. And then you might start recognising patterns.
Because it does work, doesn't it? The journaling does work at the end of the day.
All of this works.
Yeah.
All of this works. We're not all just saying it for the fun of it. All of it works, but some things work better for others, you know, or some people need to do other work before they do this work. But you are your biggest obstacle at the end of the day. If someone sits in front of me and says, this doesn't really work for me, I'm just like, cool. You just aren't ready.
Yeah.
You're just not ready. You're not ready to face what's going on in here and in here, you know? And their time will come, or maybe it never will. But I'm not here to save everyone.
Exactly.
You've got to save yourself at the end of the day.
So doing everything you've just said, of course, we'll go back to you're a mum.
Yeah.
So you're a mum of 2. So how do you balance being a mum and work? Like what kind of, if again, someone's out there and they're in a similar situation, how are you, I'm sure, again, there's good days and bad days and school stuff and kids get sick, but what do you do? How do you mentally, as you say, think about things to cope through that day or weeks?
I always have list. My 4-way list is something I give all my clients. So you just split your page into 4 and you categorise your to-do list rather than giving yourself this big long list. So by categorising, so I have a me box, I have a kids box, I have a home box, and I have a work box. And I do a new one every day. So as long as I tackle my 4-way list and what's in there and what needs to be done that day, I worry about, then I create a new one the next day, and anything I haven't completed, I might carry over. But what that does is it stops me from going, I've got this massive long list, but actually half of that doesn't need to be done for a month a lot of the time.
Right, yeah.
Or you've got 2 weeks. So why am I stressing now when I've got 10 things that need to be done today?
Yeah.
So just remove that stress. You know what needs to be done in the house and decorated, and I have clients coming to me going, I need my whole bathroom done, and then I've got this on my list, and I'm like, why is your bathroom renovation on your list for today when, one, it's not urgent, and 2, you still got about $5,000 you need to save in order for it to happen.
Yeah.
Park that, let's just focus on today, and then let's do a fresh list the next day. It reduces overwhelm like you wouldn't believe.
I think I'm going to try that.
Try it.
I actually think I'm going to try it. Yeah.
Your life. It's called the Connie Cross. One of my clients said it's called the Connie Cross.
Connie Cross.
Yeah. I mean, it's so simple, but it's just a game changer, because also you can then see, actually, I've got hardly anything left for the kids. I'm nailing motherhood, or actually there's so much for the kids. Works quite little. Let me just adjust my time here. So it's about reading between the lines as well. Yeah. The list for myself is either empty or it's full. I want it to have a sort of 3 or 4 things, really. If it's full, I'm not doing enough for me. Okay. If it's empty, I'm not thinking about myself enough.
Yeah,
so
good point.
It's a really good way to go, actually, where needs my time, and it helps me to adjust my time and my adjust what I'm going to do for the next week. So, there are moments, obviously, where it's like work has needed 80% of my time. Like I was saying, February and April were intense. So that's when I go, right, I need to speak to Ricky, my partner, and let him know and communicate that actually I'm going through a business crisis and I'm not going to be that present as a mum for a few weeks. Can you step in and just help me out a bit more? And he can then luckily adjust his calendar a bit. But do you know what? Most people can. Yeah. Most people can if they want to.
But it's about communication, right?
Communication, yeah. I have in the past suffered in silence, and he's gone, why the hell didn't you just tell me? I wouldn't have booked that meeting in at that time. I wouldn't have done that at that time. So I've learned the hard way. So communication, and also not being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing.
I am lucky. I've got my mum and my mother-in-law, both who help me with the younger one. Macy's at school. until September when I get my 3 hours and, you know, it becomes a bit easier.
Yeah.
So until then, I've been really blessed because I know not everyone has that. You know, when someone does offer, and if you trust them, always take them up. Even if you haven't got something planned, just go, oh yeah, that Saturday would be amazing. And then make a plan.
Yeah.
You know, have that, like, just use that time.
Well, it could be something on your list that could get done in that time.
Yeah, exactly. Just swallow your pride a little bit. And again, break that bad habit of saying, I'm fine, I don't need help. Break that habit. I had to break that habit. Yeah, so that's another thing of how I juggle. I'm not afraid to ask for help anymore. And my family can see like what I'm working towards and that's really nice. And they want to support it. And then also just accepting that some days won't go to plan.
Yeah.
When you accept stuff, you just don't get angry about it anymore. So like, I mean, I have messed a few things up as a mum recently. I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world. At the time I felt horrific.
The mum guilt.
Oh yeah. Because I was just rushing, putting things into my calendar, so doing the wrong timings or clicking the wrong date by accident or just not reading things properly and just getting pee on the wrong day or whatever. Like all those little things, because I'm rushing and stuff. Accept that you've made a mistake, forgive yourself, learn from it, move on.
Yeah.
That is the best way to deal with the hiccups, trying to juggle everything. It's just accepting it. Accepting that, you know, you're knackered and just going, look, kids, I'm knackered. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Can we just do this today?
Yeah. You
Do
can't
mind?
control the uncontrollables,
No,
right?
and actually, Macy, my youngest won't know, but Macy learned so much from it. And I try and actually use it as like a way of educating her because like she is going to be an adult one day. I know she's only 5 now, but you know,
But they learn. They're learning
yeah,
now.
and I used to say all the time, oh, mum's going to work. Oh, I've got to go to work. But I was going out with a friend and I'm like, I'm going to stop saying that I'm working all the time because that's really toxic for her to think all you do, you're meant to work and not have fun. So I was like, no, I'm going to meet a friend. I'm going to have fun. I want to come. Sorry, darling. Mummy's having some time to herself, but we will have fun tomorrow. So just learning to showcase that I don't just work and be a mum, but I'm actually Connie as well is a big lesson and makes me feel less guilty about juggling it all and finding time for myself.
I think that's great advice because there will definitely be many mums out there feeling that.
Yeah, 100%. I had one mum that was guilty for like going to the toilet and brushing her teeth.
Really?
Yeah, some mums get extreme guilt of just like not constantly being there. It's quite sad and you don't need to feel that way.
What's next for Connie, or what would you like? Where would you like to see yourself in the 2 years, 5 years time?
Oh, good question. I can't wait to see where Get It Done goes and to be a huge part of that and to build this amazing wellness brand for everyone. There's a lot of wellness brands that are so focused on gender, like female empowerment, female communities, and they're supposed to be inclusive, but it makes me feel like it's not inclusive because it's very gender focused. So we focus on health rather than gender, which is one thing. It's for men and women. It's about health, and we're building a really cool wellness community, and I'm excited for that. And I think in 5 years' time, we're going to be doing retreats around the world. The app's going to grow. We're going to be doing amazing events. I want to do a lot more talks. I want to be on, talking to women, like sharing what I've learned, sharing my coaching knowledge. I just want to help as many women as I can reach their full potential, really, through events, through panels, through podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm the resident mindset coach for Get It Done, but I think in the next 5 years, Get It Done and the Pocket Coach coming together and being a force to be reckoned with is the goal.
I think many people are going to want to see that.
I hope so.
I think you've been amazing. I think everything you've said, hopefully some people are going to take a lot of things away from today.
I hope so.
So we could find you on the Pocket Coach. That's where if people want to get in touch or are interested in life coach.
Yeah, or they can DM me on Connie Simmonds, and I'm happy to. I try and reply to everyone on my Instagram page, and then I can just redirect and send them the link to the inquiry form on there.
Amazing. And then obviously Get It Done.
Yeah,
as well.
I Get It Done. Yeah, so you can join the app. You get a 7-day free pass to just trial it out. You can do that Apple, Android, or you can go through our website, www.getitdone.fitness, and sign up that way, download the app, give it a go. We're adding so many new features all the time and fresh content. So, yeah. And we've got boot camps coming to London, which is an exclusive.
Oh.
A run club coming. There's so much coming.
Oh, amazing.
That we haven't even announced yet, but I'm just so excited about. We're getting everyone together again. It's going to be great.
Heard it here first.
Woo!
We spilled the tea there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely doing Connie's cross.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's probably the best tip.
Yeah,
I
so
love that.
simple, but we'll just change. Do it the night before, so when you wake up in the morning, your head's already clear.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
been an
Jill. It's been
absolute
so nice to
pleasure.
see you.
Yeah, so nice to see you. And hopefully you'll be back on Jill Spills telling us more
Yeah.
of what's happening.
I'd love to.
Thank you.